this video, I will tell you how you can craft the best diet possible with the help of Ronaldo, Suga, and Lebron James. They are best in their sports. This is why they are the greatest examples of what makes up a great diet. A diet that can fulfill your physical and psychological needs. This means that you will be able to lift more, run faster, have better endurance, and have better mental clarity as well. I'm using a combined version of these three athletes' diet while I'm filming this video. This is for me to be able to stay top notch at all times. It doesn't matter if I'm filming, if I'm scripting, if I'm going to the gym, if I'm in school, the diet supports all of that. I spent a ton of time researching about these three athletes now, and I have two other videos before this one, so go check them out after this video. Alright, so let's start off with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo first wakes up, he has a small meal and then immediately head off to a training session, his first of the day. After he's done with that, he immediately goes into the kitchen where he has his private chef, and his private chef has made him a Mediterranean style of diet that consists of 20 to 40 grams of protein. He always has some vegetables on every plate that he has, and of course the most important thing, his complex carbohydrates. He needs this to be able to perform during the training, because he has 2 trainings every single day that he needs to be able to perform at his max for. And this is how he can get to the level that is, because he has the energy to do so. In the evening, he likes to have meat or fish, and when he has this meat or fish, he likes to have it a lean cut. This means that you will have less fat on whatever portion of the meat you choose, and this is because he wants to focus everything he got on his carbohydrate intake and his protein intake. When the day is over, he has eaten about 6 meals in total, and in these 6 meals he has no processed food whatsoever, and he has no refined sugar. He also maxes out his training and his sleep, and these 3 things together is what's going to maximize your professional career as a football player, just like Ronaldo has done. Alright, so let's move on to Suga. When Suga wakes up, he brings with him his daughter to his backyard. They're simply going to grab some fresh eggs. Suga does this because he knows that this is one of the best ways to start your day. Whenever I'm not doing Ramadan like I'm doing right now, and whenever I'm not fasting, I usually do the same. I either eat ground beef in the morning or I'm eating eggs. This is because you want to prioritize on actually eating breakfast in the morning if you're going to train during that day. Whatever this bullshit of intermittent fasting is for your body, it's not good for your training. Sure, it might be for your fat loss, but for your training, I've noticed that I'm significantly weaker whenever I'm not eating breakfast, and that my endurance is also way worse. He also loves to eat meat, and he usually does this every single day. He follows a paleo diet, which I'm currently on now as well, because a few years ago he noticed that when he was on these vegan diets, that his energy levels was always low. He couldn't just focus as greatly as he can now. His sleep was fucked up, his bloating was all fucked up, and he had a bunch of inflammation in his body because his body just wasn't made to be eating a bunch of plants all the time. Now when he's eating this plant-based and meat-based diet, he's feeling so much better. When Suga day is finished, when he has done 2 trainings, when he's eaten all his meals, when he's hung out with his family, when he's done some business, he likes to listen to Andrew Huberman. He has incorporated a ton of things from this. The first thing, let's go back to the beginning. Remember when I said that he goes out in the morning for farm fresh eggs? This has 2 reasons. Because 1, protein is really great in the morning. It's going to elevate your body temperature and you're going to release more cortisol, and this is a really great thing in the morning. The second thing, he's getting this immediate sunlight into his eyes, which is going to wake him up and set his circadian rhythm. The third thing that is also great about this morning, and that is heard probably from Andrew Huberman, is that he waits for his caffeine intake 1.5 hours after waking up. When you do this, you're going to elevate your energy later on in the day, because physiologically you aren't meant to be having caffeine this early in the day. Also, you're enforcing a kind of addiction by straight when you wake up going to the coffee brewery and putting on the coffee, and you're immediately getting yourself dopamine. This isn't how a productive morning should be like. You should wait for your dopamine and try to work as hard as possible in the morning, just like I am doing right now. Alright, so let's move on to Lebron James now. Before his matches, he likes to have a really carb-heavy diet. He couples this with a bunch of protein, and he tries to have his fats quite low because they aren't sufficient quick energy sources. Even though I believe that he has a ton of more fats in the off-season, this isn't viable for his active season because he knows that he needs to have this high amount of energy. This is also why he's consuming a tremendous amount of calories. He's consuming about 4,000 to 5,000 calories per day when he's in his active season. There is also a rumor that he's spending $1.5 million on his body every single year. But what most people don't think about is the tremendous amount of time that he's spending on his body anyways. makes. This amount of money that he's spending on his body isn't really relevant actually, because he's making so much money anyways. It's more about the time he's spending, the amount of effort he's doing on his body to make it better. He also seems to have a paleo diet before his matches. This is because paleo diet is simply the most nutrient-dense diet that you can find. This is the diet that I'm following right now. Surely I'm taking advice from other content creators that aren't on the paleo diet, such as the keto diet, you know. In the end of the day, in the foundation of my diet, it's just going to be great for my body. It's just going to nourish my body in the best way possible. It's going to be great for my brain, it's going to be great for my body, and I'm just going to be able to work out in the gym harder than ever. I'm going to be able to work harder than ever. Like right now I recorded 3 videos this morning, and it isn't even like 8 AM right now. And you need to realize that you cannot just blindly follow these 3 diets. You cannot just blindly look at one of these diets and think, oh, that one I'm going to choose. No. That cannot be the case. You need to take part of every athlete's diet and make it your own. You have to ask yourself, is this working for me? Am I getting better mental clarity? Am I performing better inside the gym? Am I having better sleep? You have to ask these questions in order to improve. Because you would be an idiot to just blindly follow what everybody else is doing. You're literally going with the stream. You're not taking your own initiative. Why we have chosen the paleo diet is because we aren't focusing on the macros. Instead, we're focusing on the micronutrients inside of our diets. We who have been in the diet space for a long time and who has gotten good knowledge of it, we know that micronutrients are often way more important than macronutrients, even in cutting weight, because the amount of micronutrients is going to determine how hungry you are and not, how your hormones are functioning or not, how your sleep is functioning, are you sleeping well or you're not sleeping. Everything is dependent on your micronutrients, not your macronutrients. Sure, you need to manipulate your macronutrients if you want to lose weight, if you want to bulk. Surely you have to do that, but in the end of it, you need to focus on your micronutrients before your macros, or else you're going to fail miserably whatever you're doing. But they aren't just focusing on their diet, they're also focusing on their training and their sleep, because these 3 things are what is going to control their performance more than anything else. These 3 things is what makes up their professional career. Surely you can have a professional career without these 3 things and having these only 2 things, but just look at Messi. He ate junk food for years and look at what happened to him. He became sick, he had a health condition. After that he immediately changed to a whole food diet. And this just shows how important every single aspect in sports actually are, because you cannot just have your diet, you need to have your diet and sleep in check as well. So click the next video on screen right now to uncover how you can improve your athleticism even more.